we go. So we should be up and running. Can't see me. I'm trying to fix a few things here and just uh, put away a few things, and I'm probably talking to myself because there probably no one. The chat room yet. What did I just do? Oh, there we go. Down on the volume. Want to be able to see the live chat before I go in here. Oh, hello, Tony. Okay, so gotta go into this mode, and you should be able to see me. Nice. So, hello, Tony, and welcome to this live streaming session. What we're going to do today is something I really, really look forward to because I love Borderlands Granular. Borderlands Granular is one of those apps I started using very early, and it really takes advantage of the touchscreen interface. Hello, Dean. Hello, Dean. Because it really takes advantage of the touchscreen interface, and so that's something I do love when apps do that. There's another app called TC11. TC11 also does that. It takes advantage of the big screen and to touch stuff. And oh, thank you, Greg. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Greg 209. I think I read that. Or Gregor, maybe like Gregor, maybe I'm wrong, right? So I thought I'd just talk a little bit. So what I've got planned today is actually gonna be like a combination of a tutorial for Borderlands Granular, going into all the depths of Borderlands Granular, and also showing you how to really design stuff. So I've already prepared a few surfaces. Now, usually I have Borderlands Granular full of stuff, but in this case, I haven't used Borderlands Granular on my big iPad, on the iPad Pro here, because I started using it on my iPad mini, which I'm using right now to see the chat room. Oh, hello, Ian. Welcome to the stream. And so I've kept on using Borderlands on that pad. So on there, I have a multitude of surfaces, like saved surfaces with loads of stuff going on in them. But on the iPad Pro, I only have these. So I made these like basically today, half of them. There's not that many there, but we're gonna get into it. And I've got some really cool stuff. One of the sounds I set out to recreate was the sound of a boiling pot, basically, which granular synthesis is perfect for. And that's another thing. Like I get so many questions about synthesis and the way I go about doing synthesis, and a common theme through questions are that people usually, or musicians that watch my videos, usually think that I end up with my stuff on accident. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. We all want those aha moments. We all want to sit there with something and have an aha moment. Hello, Bo from Bo Beats in the stream. Always nice to see you here, bro. You should check his channel out if you haven't. He do mostly hardware and great content, really great content. I really like that epic lead thing you did, Bo. That was awesome. That's one of his latest videos, by the way. So an aha moment is like, yeah, the best thing for me, and I don't get that very often anymore because I've discovered so much. I'm not saying I know everything, because I don't. There's a lot I do not know, but I do know a lot, and so there's so much space between the times you actually get an aha moment that I actually get an aha moment. With Borderlands, I had that in the beginning, and so when I set out to make the boiling pot thing, I'm gonna play this surface for you first, so you can hear what it is. So I want you to tell me if you think that this is close enough to like a boiling pot. I call it the pasta boil. Now, the thing with Borderlands Granular is maybe it's running too fast, that little pasta boil thing, but yeah, I think it sounds pretty cool. It's close enough, for me at least. The thing with Borderlands Granular is that you always have to have like some initialized patch because as soon as you load something and something is going on, it will just go and go and go until you close it down. So I always have this init patch, and I use that as a mute button basically. Um, Tony says it does sound like boiling water. Well, thank you. Like if you take like a pot and you pour very little water into it, or you've had the pot boiling for a very long time and there's very little water in it, that's kind of what it sounds like. And if you have a lid halfway over the pot, that's kind of what it sounds like. That's not the sound I was going for, but close enough anyway. So hello Samuel, nice to see so many guys. Theory is here. You know, I met up with Theory a few days ago here in Stockholm. He and his lovely wife was here to visit us. Well, they were here on a vacation, but I had the time of my life. You know, with my girlfriend. I brought my girlfriend with me, and we met up with Theory and his wife, and it's an awesome experience just meeting someone who has been sitting and commenting on your stuff and supporting you for so long, like Theory has. And it's not actually Theory, I think it's Thierry. So I'm saying that name wrong, but I just, yeah, it was a nice experience. And I hope I get to meet some of you, you know, watching my stuff, commenting and things. It's fun when you have a face of the commenter actually telling you stuff. Now, the next one is a simple one. It's called Ocean Waves. By the way, we're gonna do ambient sound design, and that's basically what I've spent my time making with these surfaces. Okay, it's not. It doesn't sound like ocean waves because I'm probably running too many grains at one time. There need to be fewer. But we're gonna look into that later on. We also have Doug Woods coming into the Doug Woods from the Sound Test Room in the stream. Hello, Doug. Hello, Doug. Hello, Doug. Hello, Doug. Yeah, I can see that you're there. I can see you. You know that, right? Doug is absolutely mad. He's insane. He's got this insane thing about him that makes him quite mad. Lovely fella, but quite mad. Hello, guy. P2C. Hello, and hello, Vincent. Hello, Vincent Grit. J Data Music is here too. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading up the names of everyone coming in. We're gonna listen to some more. Now we have one here called The Noise Popel. The Noise Popel? Oh, that's it's supposed to be like, no, it's not like that. It's supposed to spell noise people, but Popel works for me, so The Noise Popel, I guess. It's quite amazing what a really good reverb can do with these sounds, and Borderlands makes it easy to make atmospheric stuff or material for atmospheric stuff. Hello, we've got someone from Estonia here, all the way from Estonia. Well, that's close to my region. I mean, it's basically over the Barents Strait. Um, yeah, I wasn't supposed to be reading all the names, but hello everyone that is joining up. Next one we're gonna check is one called Thor Atmo, and after that we're gonna get into building stuff and finding out how Borderlands works, all the hidden stuff, because you know there isn't any manual for Borderlands Granular, and You might not need it if you sit and work with it for some time, but it can be confusing, and some of the features are hidden in you kind of, well, you kind of have an aha moment, like, aha, I can do that too, which is fun. It was fun. But when you just want to know an app, then a manual can be nice. So let's try to get into, just gonna open up Thor app mode. Right. Okay. So that's basically a sample saying "I am Thor," and it's basically propeller head synthesizer Thor. There's a preset in there that sounds very vocal. Someone has put down hours into programming Thor saying something like "I am Thor," which is awesome. Um, and I can't even imagine how long it took. But I've taken that sample and then I've just used several nodes with different settings to them to make what you just heard. So this is a node, and to add a node, we double tap, and it's that simple. To add a node, you double tap, and to get a node off, or you want to throw away a node, you literally throw away a node. You just tap, hold, drag, and flip it off the screen, and it's gone. Now, it does work. So there's a hidden function here. So let's say I make a node like that, and I double tap the node. I get these options here. Now, there are actually more options depending on what you've done up here in this menu. We've got several items here, and we're going to go through maybe not all of them, but a few of them. And one thing you can do with this interface is that you can actually twirl it around like that. So you can just place it wherever you want. Because I'll tell you, when you start adding stuff in here, waveforms and nodes, you're going to have nodes hitting the center or the corners like this, and you won't be able to reach all the functions. Simply just take two fingers and you twist it around until you see whatever you want to change. Now, it can feel tedious at times, but actually not, because Borderlands is fun to work with. So that's one thing. Now let's say I make a change into this. Let's say I pull down on, let's just do this. I want to be certain that we have a resetted note. Double tap that one, and this is the interface. So we have something called voices here, and that is actually the number of grains. These little dots in here jumping around are grains, and every grain will sample whatever waveform, a very small part of the waveform of whatever waveform this node is placed over. So I'll show you real quick. I'll move this one here. I'll press this one here, and we will get the original waveforms basically that Borderlands comes with. Actually, it's 4. Why do I only get 2? Hello, there's supposed to be a mind. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and remove this. So just flip it like that. And then I'm going to take this one. And the nice thing with this is that you can size these the way you want. And it actually matters the way you size it, because the node, since it picks up in the area where you place it, depending on how you stretch out your waveform, because that's actually what I'm doing here, then it's going to change whatever part that Borderlands is picking up, or the nodes are picking up. So we're going to do this right now. By the way, Borderlands Granular has the worst interface for making videos, because it's so easy. I'm gonna use paper now. It's hard to see the interface when you're filming it. I wish that Chris Carlson would upgrade this. Chris Carlson is the brilliant developer of Borderlands Granular. I just wish he would make a light gray scheme or something. Right. Okay. So hopefully you will be able to follow this. Now I'm gonna place this node over here, and you're gonna start hearing sound. Right, I'm just gonna pull down a bit. Just tell me if if is too loud or too low or something. I'll be checking stuff. Now, now Borderlands Granular isn't a sampler, but you can record samples into Borderlands directly. You could route stuff right into Borderlands Granular using like Audiobus. And you can record it like here. I think there it is. Record in and import, and you can also import waveforms. And you actually you enter this menu by tapping these little waveform icons down here. I know they can be hard to see in this very dark screen, but there it is. So these are the recording and importing functions. So you can sample into it, but these nodes aren't samplers. They do sample, but they're basically every little grain is a player. So what I'm going to do now is we got 8 voices going. So I'm gonna pull this down so we only have 1 voice. And now you're gonna see 1 dot jump around like this, lonely, like that. Look at it go. It's so cute. Look at it. Okay, and then I'm gonna add duration to this. And now you're gonna see it stick for longer. All right, so let me add another grain, 2 grains. And let me do the duration a little bit slower. Now we can see 2 grains jumping, but they're not jumping at the same time. And that's the thing with all of the grains. You can have up to 32 grains, and they will not play at the same time. They will play after one another. So 1, then 2, then 3, up to 32, and then over again. So that's how it works. So what this sounds like, let's do 1 voice again, 2 voices, pull down on the duration. One voice. And 2 voices. Now you also have a control for the overlapping of the grains. So let me just mess around with that. I'm gonna pull down on it to 0, but first we're gonna pull it up to the maximum amount. I'm gonna put the node over here, and then I'm gonna pull it down so you can hear the difference. And it's basically like a timer. I didn't think it was a timer, but now when I'm only using 2 grains, it's kind of apparent that it's time-based. And the duration is, of course, the time. And this way, this is something I wish would be updated inside Borderlands Granular, the way that the duration could be locked to like a MIDI clock or something for Ableton Link, so that you could have a rhythm locked into all the grains and the way that they play. So let's add more duration here. No, let's pull down on the duration. Pull down on the overlapping. And also a nice thing with this is that you can set the way that the node will play, the area of the node. So let's say I would like these 2 grains. I want them to pop around inside the whole waveform here, like the full length of it, and sample from everywhere. Then you use this XY thing and you pull until you get the area you want. I can even reach this by doing that. So I'm gonna do this and pull it up here. So imagine that. Let's say you have a waveform where you put several different things in it. So you could have like a waveform with drum hits, one after another. And then these little grains will jump around and play, everywhere like that when you've set your XY coordinates like this. You can also do lines. So we're going to do that. I'm gonna do a line like this. And I'm gonna make it longer than the, or taller than the actual wave. So I'm gonna make the wave shorter. And I'm gonna make this area longer. This means that if I place the node right on top of it, then the grains are gonna be able to hit the actual waveform, and then outside where there's nothing and it's quiet. And also leaving myself space for something else. Let's say I place it there and there are grains playing here, but there's nothing there. If I then move a file in under there, then they will start playing from that one too, which is awesome that you can actually move stuff in under the nodes. So the nodes are always placed on top of everything else. And that, what I just did there, is how I started when I wanted to make my boiling pot thing. What does a boiling pot sound like with water? Well, that's the thing. There are lots of bubbles repeating themselves. And the first time I did it, I couldn't get it right because I didn't think that this sounded right. What was missing was a filter. And Borderlands Granular have filters. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this here. And if we look up here, we have an extra menu. And this menu only pops up when we're double tapping the note and go into the actual menu. Then we get this menu too. So up here we have something called H. And we're going to press that. And here we have several different filters. And so you have a low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter. What's it called? Oh, is it two pole? Oh, my brain has pooped itself. I know this. It's a filter. It's a filter. We're not gonna use that one. We're not gonna use that one. We are going to use the bandpass filter. Yeah. Now, when we choose a filter, then we get an extra control here. So if I do this, I turn off the filters. You can see that there were two controls here. I'll turn on the filters again. So have a look at that. And these pop up. And this is the frequency control and the cue point for the sharpness of the filter. So we are going to do this. I'm going to move it over and tweak the filter a little bit. And now we're getting closer to where we were going. So this is what I like. This is what I like with Borderlands Granular. That granular synthesis in general I like, because you take something very, very small and in the end you can make something big with it. So what would this sound like through a reverb? Let's try it. I kind of like that. Now, the nice thing with Borderlands Granular is that we can just layer stuff on top of this. So let's do this again. And now we have two files here. And this is the one that we used to make the bubbly sound. And we also have this one. Now this is a different sample, so it has different frequencies, and so we get a different sound instantly. And this is how I made the extra sound for the bubbling pot thing. Basically, there needs to be like a white noise in there somewhere. Filtered noise. Now, wouldn't it be cool if you could modulate that? Well, you can. And that's another nice thing with Borderlands Granular. So let's say we want the filter to move like this, because this sounds more natural, right? If we're dealing with a bubbling pot, it doesn't just sound like a static sound like this. So let's have it move. And we do that by using this feature up here. Oh, wait. So it's very straightforward. I always forget how to do that, which is weird. But you have to hold down on the node. I don't understand why I keep forgetting that. And then you have the record button up there. So while you're holding down the node, just press the record button and then move your stuff like instantly. And let go and press the record again, and it should record your stuff. Now, if you want to remove it, just touch the node, hold down, and then X will pop up over the record button. Press that, and your automation is gone. Now, this is an anthem. No, wait. This is not an anthem. Why did I say that? Isn't that like a song with Sizzla? Oh, I had a brother who played Sizzla a lot. Is this dance hall artist? I'm not too fond of Sizzla. Just that I heard it like repeatedly. Never mind. So you can also automate stuff with these controls, which is awesome. So first we're going to start by automating a movement over here, just to make our bubbly noise sound more natural. The cool thing is that even when we move the note or the node, the recording is still on it, which is nice. Now we can do the same thing with something else. So let's do it with the volume knob. That, and there it's moving. Same thing, the same way you're modulating anything else. Just touch down, and hold it down, and then just press the record button and do your movements. Now, I have an automated node here that I can use for anything. Now, let's say we would like to make a copy of this node. We can. So what you have to do is you double tap the node and then you double tap again. And it will create a copy of it with all the automation and everything. But let's say you don't want a copy. Well, that's simple. We flip this one away and then make sure that this node isn't chosen and simply tap twice and it will create a default one. But that's how you copy nodes, basically. You make sure that you double tap and have the menu up and then double tap outside it and it will create a copy of it. Now, another cool feature with this is that we can actually twist the way that this is playing by doing this, as long as we're not in the menu mode, because in the menu mode, we will twist the actual interface around, which looks awesome. It looks so awesome. Look at that. Oh, it's getting so... I know you didn't tune in for this. Chris, if you ever see this, please make a like light gray interface. Then I won't have to clean as often. Yeah. That's really egoistic of me, by the way. Just asking for something like that just because never mind. So since we can do that, let's double tap again and twist this. We can then place it like, let's say, place it like that. Then move this one over here. Which is pretty nice. Now, we're gonna do this again. That's basically how you make a boiling pot sound. Now, I realized that I removed the first one that actually made the pot sound like a boiling pot, but what we were going for was this sound. And what you just saw is the way I went about creating it. I used the sounds that Borderlands comes with, just from the beginning like that. Comes with 4 waveforms. Why are they only... Come on, Borderlands. What are you doing? There's supposed to be 4. Okay, never mind. We have 2 waveforms. I'm gonna show you something more with the nodes. So let's double tap here and create a new node. Go into it so we get this menu up here. Now, there are several other modes too. The way that the envelope is shaped when playing stuff. So I'm going to do this. Pull down on voices, so we only have 2 voices. Pull down on duration, 2 voices, not 3. Like this. And... Now, listen what happens when I flip this. Right now, we've got this waveform shape on the envelope. Now, listen what happens with this. So now we have a hard attack. This one is basically a soft attack and soft release, or soft decay. I should say decay, because these are grains. These are not long notes we're doing here. And then we have one with a hard attack and a slower decay. And then we have one with a long attack. Oh, I love doing stuff like this. Oh, I get so moved when I work with Borderlands, and that's why I love it so much. There is no app on the App Store that quite does touch interfaces with something like this as an engine behind it. There are several granular synthesis apps out there, several. They're all good. But there's no one that beats Borderlands Granular. No one. And the way that you can do everything with it, they all have their little kinks and quirks. And I especially like stuff like Stria. Stria is a good one too. There are several out there. No one like Borderlands Granular. It's just brilliant. It's genius. Absolute genius app. And anyone that has an iPad and hasn't tried it out yet, I mean, you can run Borderlands on a pretty fairly old iPad still. Um, Go and grab it. I have an app link down in the description. Now I'm not gonna stop the stream here. We're gonna do more. We're gonna do more if you want. So please stay and watch. But if you want to go grab it, you don't want to look at me, you think it's boring, you want to go do something else, or something like this, go grab Borderlands Granular. I put an app link down there. And also go grab EOS 2. That reverb sounds magical, magical. Um, so I actually I'm just gonna save this one. I have something similar. I have several similar on my iPad Mini, but I want to save this one since this is on the Pro and I don't have that many surfaces here. So I'm just gonna call this Good Stream. Good Strun? Good Strun? Sure, good. Works for me. Right. Okay. So we have even more here. Let's grab this again. I'm just gonna remove the reverb so that we have it clean. It's like a vibrato type shape on the grains. And another nice feature is also the pitch function. Now the pitch is a bit odd because it doesn't work in semitones like that, in octaves or semitones. It can be quite hard getting the right pitch in there. So since it is a touch interface, you probably know that sometimes some touch interfaces can be quite quirky. And even so with Borderlands Granular, even though I think it's one of the best ones that really portrays or shows what you can do with a touch interface the best, it does have these issues. I would like to have a fine control of some controls, or at least be able to set my pitching to do it in semitones. And stuff like this can become really quirky and interesting when you start modulating the pitch. So we're going to do that. I'm going to hold down on the pitch, press record, and do this. That. Now listen to this. More voices. More voices. Pull down on voices and minimize on duration. And let's do it extreme like. Now this can give you some really interesting results when you want to do like wave sounds and wind and things. If you put several sounds in here, like, or one sound, and you can have several nodes, of course, you can use the same waveform, and you simply put in a white noise type of sound or any kind of pink noise, maybe blue noise, some noise in there just, and then put a node over it, modulate that pitch, and then mess around with the duration and the voices, and you'll get some interesting effect for your winds. Put a little reverb on it, and whoa, you've got yourself a really nice atmosphere. Let's see if I have some more waveform. We're already using the same waveforms over and over again. It would be some of the ones that I have recorded. And that we can do. Let's see here. I don't want to go to the import. No, of course they're in. Oh, in the wrong one. And come on, recordings. So in the menu and then recordings, there's like one for scenes, and that's what you're saving here. They end up in scenes and then recordings. And in here we have waveforms that I've put in. So let's. What? No, we have another menu. We need to go into the menu, imported sounds. Here are all the sounds that I. So let's. Oh, I'm probably gonna pull down on volume because some of these can be high. High. I mean, like loud. Yeah, sounds awesome. I love Thor. Ooh, that popped my ears. Ouch. Ouch. That was too loud. Ah, there we go. There we have a white noise kind of thing. It's starting to sound like a train. Here it says it sounds like a steam engine. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a steam engine. That's very nice. I'm using this modulated envelope here. And then we've just modulated the pitch and put some reverb on it. I mean, this is definitely something I'm going to experiment a lot with when I'm sitting alone. And what I don't like is that the sound is moving from left to right, but we can change that. We also have a knob called width. And so we're going to pull this down, and then we have a mono signal. Now, someone was asking about wind. Like, I think it's Fleming Peterson. Do you have a wind one? So you can show us ideas on the interesting wind soundscape. Yes. So here we have the white noise. This is why I was looking for it, so that I can show you what I mean while I'm talking about it. But first, I need water. It gets so dry in this room. I mean, I'm in the bedroom. That's basically where I have the haQ studio. This is where I've been working for 3 years. By the way, in September, haQ is turning 3 years. haQ as a YouTube channel, because haQ has existed for 4 years. First as a blog and then as a YouTube channel. But I'm only celebrating what's active, and that's the channel. So in September, haQ is going to turn 3 years. I'm going to do a Q&A. And so I'm going to make a video where I'm asking for questions for the Q&A. But so you could think up any questions if you have any questions about the show, how it's made, anything like that, or what I'm planning, anything regarding the show. I will be making videos on it to celebrate haQ turning 3 years old, which is pretty awesome. So let's see here. First of all, to make the wind sound, we need the right type of envelope. And I'm going to use this one with both the Decay and the attaQ being curved, so they're both soft. There we go. Now, what we want are long white noises just going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up on the duration, add 4 voices. And then I'm going to make sure that I modulate the volume. Just tiny tweaks. And then down, up a little bit, and then tiny tweaks, and then down. And do it just like that. So we always have movement in our sounds. That is very important for atmospheric ambient type sounds, just to have lots of movement. As soon as something turns static, at least for me, this is what I like with ambient music. I like ambient music that is ever changing. I think that's a calling card of ambient music, that something is changing. Otherwise, it's just an ambient noise. If it's an ambient noise, then it could be something constantly sounding at the same pitch. But you want to make ambient music, then you have to make it evolve and change. And you need modulation for that. And you can't do anything wrong with Borderlands Granular. That's why I recommend it highly. Like a lot. So now we have the volume knob modulated. Now, we also have to decide what sounds we need to be in what pitch, because some of the wind can be low pitched, some of it can be high pitched. What kind of width we want. With the low pitched sound, that becomes almost bass-like. Usually, I try to keep them in a mono mode, because you don't want that bass to go rumbling around. This is not dubstep, this is ambient. Ambient? Ambient? You don't say ambient, you say ambient. Okay. Nevertheless, what we're going to do is to listen to this. And this one we are going to keep wide. We also want the overlapping of the notes to be, the grains to be longer. And now we can modulate the pitch a little bit. So let's do this. I'm gonna press the record and I'm gonna hold it still and just move it tiny bits. This might not even, you might not even hear it, but now I'm gonna go down a bit and just wobble it just a little bit, then up a little bit and wobble it around 94. And make sure that when you modulate stuff, you don't do too short modulations, because that's going to become repetitive and static quite easily. Unless that's something you want to go for. But when you want to make longer evolving stuff, then tiny tweaks here and there in many places does a lot for your sound. I'm getting absolutely bonkers. I'm going for the toilet paper again. I am going for the toilet paper. This is just incredibly crazy. Now I just wish that there were a way of actually not getting greasy fingers. No? I mean, I wash my hands like I'm obsessed, like all the time. And when I record videos, I have to like interrupt and go to the bathroom and clean up again after half an hour, because they get greasy instantly. And then I have to clean up, come back, wipe it off, record some more, go back, do the same thing. I'm really, it looks like maybe I am sick, I don't know. But the thing is, it's just, I just wish it didn't happen like that. I I don't know if you could hear that clearly, but at one point the pitch went down very deep, and then a grain sampled a little bit of white noise, and it went down in pitch, and that's how you make some really interesting sounds. So let's put some reverb on this. Now this sounds more, sorry, talking while it's playing. This sounds more like a wave to me. Wave. I mean like surf. Surf. Shannon says surfs up, and Helger Bimbam says sounds like the beach. Yeah, that's the thing. It sounds like the sea now. I was trying to go for wind, and here I failed. Um, that's the problem. That can be a problem with working with granular synthesis. It is kind of hard to make winds because you sometimes need some very long attacks, and we're working with grains here. They sample very tiny bits and pieces, but it does waves really well. Now I know I do have, well, oh, it's on the iPad mini. Okay, I can't use that one right now because I have the chat on there. But if I find, I'll tell you what I do. I will record some of these sounds, like with audio share, and then I will share them. So I'll put an announcement on my Twitter and Facebook, after the stream is over, not directly after. I need a few days, but I'll record them and I'll put them into a zip file and into my attaQ Dropbox, and then I'll put the link in this video in the description, and so you can download some of the sounds if you want. And I can sample some of my wind sounds, which are excellent, that I've made with Borderlands Granular. There was something else I wanted to show you. Just can't remember what it was. Damn. Okay, so let's just keep building on this. Let's do this. Let's add another sound here and go into the recordings. Let's pull down on the volume because I don't know how loud it is. Oh, that was loud in my ears. Wow, that hurt. That one, let's bring that one in. Bell sounds are excellent to use with Borderlands Granular. Not that one, new node. Did you see that? It looks like Borderlands crashed on me. That is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, it completely crashed. And it happened when I was gonna save. That is awful. That's probably the first time in a very long time that that's happened to me. Come on. We just lost everything we did there. This is the worst thing that could happen to any musician. You lose your stuff while you're working on it. And as I said, normally this doesn't happen. I've had problems with my smaller iPads because they're less powerful. But I have noticed that the iPad Pro can be a little bit tricky with some apps. But I didn't expect it with Borderlands Granular. But there you go. It just crashed. And that is a shame. Did everything else crash? Nope. Borderlands? Samuel says, well, you have the video audio. Yes, I do. Loading pasta boil. Look at this. Now it's taking an extremely long time to load. So what we're going to do is we're just gonna force close everything and try to restart this. In the meantime, while this is loading, I am going to do this because it's horrible. It's so unclean. Right. So let's see if this will launch properly now. And I do hope that Chris will update this soon. I think it's all, I don't know, but I think it's already 64-bit architecture on this. I'm not sure. It actually works now, but that was horrible. And as Samuel says, I do have the audio. Let's see here. Fade says more likely Audiobus causing problems. It might be, might be. The problem is that when I try to discover what makes an app crash, I can never really personally set my finger on exactly what it is if it's not something apparent, like it crashes every time I go into the menu, or it crashes every time I have this running, plus I press this button. Then I can discern exactly what it is. But I get crashes with Cubasis, with Audiobus. I've had crashes with Auria when I've tested it with stuff. And that's like a contained system. I've had crashes with ModStep. I've had crashes with almost not every synthesizer. Crashes with Thor, crashes with Nave. So it's so hard to know exactly what it was. In this case, it might have been processes. I was running some heavy apps there, but it could as easily have been Audiobus. No idea though. Before we move on, I just want to take a little while here. There has been like a debate. Should I get ARM over Audiobus? Which one is best? And people have been asking me which one is best. Now, I've been meaning to make a video about it, but not so long ago, I saw Tim Webb post a link with a video from Mitch, the audio dabbler, and he made a video that explains it really well. And so I just wanted to take this time just to play a little bit of it. So just to show him, because I want people to go and subscribe to his channel and stuff, because he does a great job of explaining it. So this is Mitch. If you haven't seen him, he also does YouTube videos, and I have put the link to his channel down in the description.
An input and AUM is the output, right? So how Audiobus works, if you're not familiar, you have 3 slots, just like that, and then inside the slots you can have an input.
This guy gives you his thoughts and explain quite well what the difference is between Audiobus and ARM, and why in his opinion, and I would agree with him, in our opinion, I could say actually, why you should get both, why you should have both. Go check that video. It's 11 minutes, and he's very calm in making his videos. I like it. I also have another video I just want to show you, and I want you to go subscribe to this guy. It's Dean Daughters. He made a video that is really, really nice, with some really nice music in it. And so I took the liberty of downloading his video so I could play it just a little bit for you here today.
Most of the effort in electronic music is centered around a machine that was invented by engineers at the RCA Victor Company. It's called a synthesizer.
This is awesome.
I believe there's only one of its kind. It works, I believe, like a computer machine. The information is translated into musical sounds.
This is so good.
Synthesizer.
Love this. I suggest you go watch the whole thing. I put a link to his description, I'll put a link to his channel in the description, and it's easy to find the video because it's the latest one I did, I think. So please go check out Dean, and go check out Mitch the Audio Dabbler. Now we're gonna continue doing whatever we were doing in here. I've explained most of the things inside Borderlands Granular. Is there something I haven't explained? Now with the nodes here, we have something called Vibrato. I can't hear that much difference when I use it, so I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong, but under all the years I've had it, I never touched the vibrato. Like, I touch it once, and I don't really think that it does anything sometimes, so I just forget about it. So I don't know exactly what it does. It is supposed to put some vibrato over there. I don't know. Looking up here, we also have some more stuff. We have these buttons right here. And I'm not too sure, but I do think that this is the direction of the way that the grains will play. So let's do this. Let's do a wide area like this. And we can see right now that it's just jumping back and forth. Now, what I do think that these two buttons do, that one is an arrow going that way. When we have this one pressed, I think that the grains are playing like this. I'm not sure, but I think they're looping like that. I think so. I am not sure. It kind of looks the same to me. No, wait. No, it's playing like that. And that one is the other way. I'm not sure, but I usually keep it in this mode because it works for everything that I do. So I don't think you need it. I've been hitting the mic like every time I move my head, right? So is there something more here? Yeah, we have the question mark, of course, and I've never used that one, so I don't know what it does. Does it do anything? I've never used this, so why won't it go away now? Aha! I've never used the question mark because I thought it was like tied to the tutorial or something, or to a tutorial. So I never pressed it because I wasn't interested. But I see now that so these are the envelope shapes. And when I press this one, I just discovered something new I haven't discovered after having Borderlands for so many years. I just gotta check this out. What is this? So what is this? Is this a random thing? Aha! Okay, so it's a randomizer. It switches between these. Wow, I cannot believe I haven't tried that one. Why did you have to make it a question mark, Chris? I usually go away from question marks. I usually go away from them. It's like they're poisonous to me or something. I feel so dumb. This is lovely. I've been wanting something like this. It just switches between these different envelope shapes. Very, very nice. For the stereo field. This one I don't use that one, and I don't use this one either. So I'm not too sure what they do. That's the thing, like there's so much cloud warp is over. Oh, okay. Turn it off. There's like so much you can do already with the controls that are inside the node, and with the filters and everything, the modulation ability. That some of these things I haven't gone through, but I will definitely use the question mark now. This is one question mark that isn't poisonous to my ego. Very, very nice. That is Awesome. That just sounds great. Randomizing stuff like that is just amazing. I'm gonna use this much more now. I cannot believe I just discovered this. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. But that's the thing. You can sit with an app for many, many years, or a hardware synthesizer, drum machine, or something, and you just haven't quite gotten to know it all the way through. There's still some stuff to just discover about it, which is yeah, that's those aha moments I was talking about earlier that I like so much. So let's try to build. Samuel says vibrato works better on long range. Yeah, exactly. You probably need long range, and you will be able to hear it. I'm checking out so that I'm just checking the chat room so I don't miss any questions or anything by you. Now we come to the point of the stream. It's gone an hour, and I start saying stuff really weirdly because something happens with my mouth, and my mouth words become weird and crazy. Of hello everyone that have joined. Hello to the 28 people watching right now. I hope that you're enjoying yourself. I kind of wow, that randomizing function. Oh, I just longed for it so much. I don't understand what I've never even like sometimes when I wish for something from a developer, or an app, I will contact the developer and give my feedback. Now, I'm not expecting that anything will come from that because developers always have to evaluate whether their time putting into making that extra update or maybe something that would be free later on. I mean, you have to be paid for your work and stuff. It's always like this balance thing they have to do. So sometimes it might not come, but a lot of these indie developers, they do come through with stuff, even though they might not be making money with an app several years after release. They still update it, and I wonder why haven't I contacted Chris and asked about this randomizing stuff and like said something about that, like, hey, I would like that, and he would be like, hey, slap in the back of your head, it's already in there, Jacob. Just go to the question mark. I never did that. Why didn't I do that? Because I think that question marks are poisonous. So I will probably start a campaign to remove all question marks from all apps. What do you say about that? Is that something you think I should do? Should I go out there and make this anti-question mark campaign for question marks inside apps? Is that something worth spending or wasting, but depending on how you see it, my time for? Is that something I should try to do? So sickening. Now, I do want to talk a bit about the reverb. This is EOS, and I have made a video for EOS too, which is today has become the top one reverb for me. And there are three reverbs that I like a lot because they number one, they don't sound metallic, and number two, they're big. They sound big and wet, like really big, huge escapes. And number three, they don't sound metallic. The biggest problem with all reverbs, most reverbs inside apps and as reverb apps on the App Store, is that they sound metallic. And I mean, it's okay for a plate reverb to sound metallic and something that's supposed to sound like a spring reverb. But not when we want to do stuff like this. You don't want everything to be metallic. And EOS 2 is one of those apps. Now, I also want to show you my second choice that I go for when I want a great reverb app, and that is AUFX Space. AUFX Space has an awesome sound, So I definitely recommend it. And actually, on second place, AUFX space, it has just popped down to third place because in second space, reverb feedback delay network. That one is great. So there's not. I've never really seen a reverb or heard a reverb that flickering. Oh, it's supposed to do that. I've never heard a reverb that sounds quite this huge. There's something in the algorithms that Amazing Noises did that is just it's just a little extra. It's I don't know what it is, but if you want sounds like reverbs that don't sound metallic, this can sound metallic if you wanted to. But if you don't want reverbs that sound metallic, EOS 2 in my first place, choose that first. Then in the second slots, Reverb FDN and also AUFX space. If you have those three reverbs, you can do a lot, most things with it. But I would also recommend that you get some kind of either mobile convolution reverb or alter space, because convolution reverbs are really, really good when you want to do reverbs that sound shorter. I mean, they are good big too if you give them big waveforms. I mean, if you record some cool sounds on a stage and then you convert it into a convolution reverb kind of file, which you can do with mobile convolution reverb, and then you can, whatever you convert, you can then load into AlterSpace through iTunes, so you can easily add more IRs for your convolution reverb that way. You can basically do that. You can use a bass sound for that. The convolution reverb is so great for making like shorter sounds. I did this thing with a synthesizer once where I emulated a tennis ball hitting a tennis racket and then the court, and then a tennis racket, going back and forth with sequencer and stuff. I think I was using some kind of a Buchla or something, like a modular system. And then I used a convolution reverb that I can't remember the name for, but it was on desktop. I had a laptop with me at the time, and I used that to simulate it literally had a preset. Maybe someone knows which one this could be, because it literally had a preset that said tennis court. And when I loaded it on there, you couldn't hear any different. It really sounded like someone or a pair hitting a tennis ball, like back and forth, hitting the racket, hitting the floor, and then back up again. It was awesome. Yeah, a little anecdote from yours truly. I'm just feeling that this is becoming really unscripted. I'm kind of a little bit butthurt over the fact that Borderlands crashed on me while I had something going there, and I didn't have time to save it. I'm sorry, that actually did offend me quite a bit. I'm trying to get into it again. So what we would need is some new stuff, and I haven't shown you how to import stuff into this, but we can do that. So we press down here, and then we press the import button, and voila, it just opens up AudioShare. It has perfect integration with AudioShare, and then this way we can choose whatever waveform we want, and then press the button here that will come up, like this one. Here we have some sampled argon sounds. I'm just going to pull down on the volume. These are drum samples that I've sampled of argon synth made by Ice Gear. And these sounds come from, I just need to wipe my face off there. These sounds come from the presets that have been given away in the past. So let's choose one with some drums in it. Yeah, import that one into Borderlands, and there we go. So what can we do with drum sounds? This is the hardest part, because when it comes to drum sounds, there's so much space in between every hit. And so the grain literally has to hit the sound itself. as it does in a normal waveform. Only with a white noise waveform, it's continuous, so there's bits and pieces all over the file, right? But with drum hits, there isn't. So let's zoom into this a little bit more until we hit this one here. Yeah, that sounds cool. Now, how about recording stuff directly? That would be nice, right? So, right now I am recording my voice by just pressing the record in here. And there we can see the file recording as we go along. But you can see that it doesn't, it looks like it begins over and over again because we have a limited amount of space, I think. I can't remember. I haven't done this in a while. I usually import my stuff through AudioShare. Let's press stop. Yeah, it just records over it. It overdubs it, basically. So what do we have? Like one. Wait. How is it that Dargo counts? 1, 3, Mississippi. 4. I think my timing is a bit off. Mississippi. 5. So it's at least 3 seconds. So we have at least 3 seconds. But now we have a little file here with my voice in it, and let's add a node. That sounds really cool, right? Now, you can record apps right into this, but you have to load it up as a receiver. So basically, I think we can do this with Audiobus. Do that. I haven't tried this with Audiobus 3 yet. So anything is possible. Anything could happen. Anything. So let's try let's grab that's, yeah, Dub Siren DX. Sure. Okay. Oh. Okay. Here we go. Audiobus, and then I want to send it to Borderlands Granular. So right now we've tied the Dub Station DX, or the Dub app, right, sending it right into Borderlands. And so we're gonna press record here, and then I'm just gonna go in here and I'm gonna fiddle around and mess with it for a bit. Hello. Shouldn't we be able to hear this? Why aren't we hearing this? I haven't tested this with I'm not sure what's. Just gonna overdub it silly now. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll have to be quick. I think this is working. I just think we can't hear it. Switch over quickly. Nope. That is literally not working. Why isn't that working? I'm quite sure I did this with Audiobus. Oh, Audiobus 2. I have to do that now. Do I have to open Audiobus 2 just to do this? Well, do this then. Let's do this. Let's turn everything off. Everything off. And we're gonna open up Audiobus 2. I know that this is supposed to work, so I want to see this work. Okay. App for App Store. Why is that there? I have no idea. Okay, so Borderlands Granular. Launch. Oh. And let's go into the recording menu. Right here. Press record. Iron. Fiddle around a little bit. Wait, it's gonna restart probably. On with this. Borderlands. Stop it. There we go. We have a bunch of sounds now. Let's remove these ones. Let's stretch it out. And let's animate that. This is fun. Let's import some more sounds. Hey, stay there. This is so good. I've actually loaded a an episode narration here.
Love working with it. That just awesome. You can add with just love working. They're working with this. Just love working with good, and there's a which is awesome. I just awesome.
By the way, my narration files, I've started uploading them to the haQ Vault over at Patreon. So when you become my Patreon, you get access to this like haQ Vault. And I'm uploading the narration for each episode. I've done that now since episode 200 something. I still have more that I've processed, but I forgot to put them up. I just remember that. That's stupid. But like patrons can go in there and grab all the narrations from all the episodes that I'm currently making. Not the old ones because I don't have those files left. But so you can use like anything. Just think what you can do with Borderlands Granular. However, it would be nice if it was, overhauled, looked over, because it did crash for me. Now, do I still recommend it even though it crashed? Yes. And in worst case scenarios, what I would do, like what I always do, I didn't do this now because I wanted to save on the resources, processing power. So let me load up Audiobus and I'll show you what my set looks like when I load it. If you look closely, I'm spitting on my screen. You can see that I've got audio share in the output. I always do that when I sit and work. And so when I feel I have something going, I usually go in here, press the microphone button, press record, and there you go. You're recording whatever you're doing. Now, if you have a big iPad, a newer iPad, then you've got more processing power, then you've got more RAM and more processing power. So you can easily record up to like an hour. I've done that, an hour of something or more. I don't know. I haven't tried more than an hour. I don't want to, because that would be horrible, losing a whole hour of stuff you've been making. But I do that, and then I cut it up in bits and pieces, and I send it to different things like Cubasis, Gadget, Box Wave, just to have fun with it. Now I feel that I've gone into this as close as I can, and I will be stopping the stream in a little while. I've streamed for 1.5 hours. Now, if you have any questions about anything, then be sure to ask them, because I'd love to answer your questions. It doesn't have to be about this episode and what we're doing here. It could be about something else. Maybe something you want to know about the way I dress myself when I'm wearing socks. That's literally the first thing I came to think of. Have no reason why. My better half, Sophia, my partner, she's away. at a festival, meeting up an old friend. He hasn't for a long time, so she's gonna be away for a few days. So alone, and what I usually do when I'm alone is that I overwork myself. I work too much. But basically, what I can do, and what I'm gonna try to do the rest of this evening and night is I'm gonna force myself not to try to feel guilty over playing some Fallout. I long for some time in Boston. Right now, if you don't know, Fallout is a like wasteland survival game. I'm a total. I'm so hooked. I'm so hooked. It's insane. Um, I play games that take a very long time to play, almost like an ant. They don't say things unless they take a long time to say. And I want to play games that take ages. And I mean that literally, like several days, real lifetime when you put it all together. And if you look at some of the save files, I've been playing Fallout for quite some while now. It's not like I play every day. I don't. But if you look at one of the save files, it's got 12 hours. No, not 12 hours. It's got 12 days worth of time in it. 12 days compacted together. That's how long I've spent with Fallout, like spread out for a bit. But that's one save. That's one playthrough. So I'm really thorough when I play stuff, and I want to live all the stories and find everything. I'm not interested in shooters and stuff. I don't know if you're bored by this, like talking about games, but that's literally the other half of my interest is games and long games and Dungeons and Dragons types of games, even some card games like the Magic games and stuff. I'm a real nerd when it comes to this. I love Skyrim is also something I play. I don't know. Do you play any games? Shannon asks if I use Twitch. I have an account there, but I haven't used Twitch. But I will start doing that. I will start doing Twitch stuff. There are some musicians on Twitch already. Well, they have been for quite some times, and I want to do some other stuff like there. Maybe some unplugged stuff, and maybe some weird stuff in where I do weird stuff while playing music games or something. I want the content on Twitch to be related to what I'm doing here, because I want to spread out the eggs into more baskets. I don't trust YouTube, and many reasons for that. My channel is smaller. Don't take that wrong. I'm very happy with all the subscribers and viewers I have. But if you look at like huge channels, then I am small in that comparison. Even though I'm smaller, I didn't think I would be hit by YouTube's stupid system and the way that they're doing stuff with the subscriptions and the way you get notified. But I'm actually being affected. I am being affected. And if I don't upload a video for 2-3 days, then it's like my channel goes into death mode. And when I upload a new video, there are less people watching than there should be. And I also get emails about people asking me how to get notified for the videos when I upload new videos. It's basically this whole thing with the bell. You have to click in the bell thing if you want to get notified. But I do realize that can be annoying, that you only get notifications from someone that might be active all the time. So some people click that off. I get that. But there's just some things happening with YouTube. I just don't trust the platform. So I'm going to spread out into more things. I'm already doing that with the format I'm doing on Twitter, like the Twitter quickies. And I want to do something smaller for Facebook, and I'm going to do something for Twitch. So I'm going to spread it out. And I also want to have my own site, not anything like the sound test room, nothing like Discord, nothing like that. What I want it to be is a site where my videos will always be, no matter what happens with YouTube, Twitch, or anything like that. I mean, I want a place where I can have the videos so that you can see them if anything would happen with the channel or anything like that. So that's what I'm working on right now. Just got an SMS for my better half, Sophia. She's asking if the stream is going well, but I'm not gonna answer her now. I'm gonna answer her as soon as I'm done with the stream. Tony Duncan says you need Skyrim. Yeah, well, I am playing Skyrim. Fleming Peterson, Hearthstone. Not yet. Not yet. No, not yet. I don't know why, but like, I'm not done with Skyrim. I've had Skyrim for quite some time. I mean, it's old now in game years, basically. It's very, even though Bethesda did release like a new version, but you know, I'm like, why should I buy the same game again? Why? Yeah, why should I? Yeah, why? But I did because, you know, it's got new stuff in it. I'm having a hard time finding ways of making that feel right. Buying that game again. In any other case, I did buy it, and I know that I am supporting the Bethesda and the developers making the games. I'm not supporting the whole company as a whole, but you know, the wonderful people who have spent their lives several years building these games. Just insane what they've made, and I think that for me at least, the Bethesda games, not all of them, but most of them, like Skyrim and Fallout and stuff, are, for me at least, the best games, among the best games in the world for me. It's just they are so spot on. Right now I'm playing the Nuka World thing in Fallout 4, and I love it so much. The only thing I miss in Fallout 4, I was hoping to see some aliens, some Zetans. They tricked us, Bethesda. They put up pictures with some aliens in it. Like, look at this trailer. There's some aliens in here. They're shooting. But then it turned out to be a machine. A little machine that pops out a little gun and shoots you. There's one alien, though. One. But I was hoping for a spaceship, like in Fallout 3. It was more than... This stream just turned into something not musical. Hellinger says there is one crashed alien. Yes, there is. I just wish there was some way of like befriending that little alien. Like, hey, let's become friends. What do you eat? Do you eat anything we have here on this planet? Do you come from? How old are you? Do you have any alien tech that I can use to upgrade my power armor? I mean, that would have been cool. I mean, all we get to do is just kill these new life forms, even though they're quite horrific. If you've played Fallout 3, if you haven't, I can tell you that you get beamed up, put inside a cell, and the first thing you hear is someone being tortured by aliens. They're quite horrific. They're quite horrible towards people. Yeah, that's the thing. Christian Sapino says that's the magic of live streaming. Yep, definitely. Mitch, hello Mitch. I didn't know you were here. I don't know if you saw that, but we talked about your channel earlier. Or did I say hello to you in the beginning? Either way, Hobby Bob's Entertainment Ching. How's the app MIDI capabilities? Just like MIDI clock sync. Well, if you're still here, I haven't checked this. I didn't see your question until now. When it comes to MIDI and stuff, here is the settings. Okay, this is the settings, and as you can see, there is nothing for MIDI. So that is a drawback, but is it really a drawback? I'm not too sure, because so far I haven't needed MIDI. I haven't. And since the app is so highly focused on the whole touch thing, I mean, it really utilizes the touch thing quite well. Since that's its thing, I really don't feel like I need a MIDI controller. Now, there could be nice to do some things. One thing I would want to do is to be able to control the volume for it live. When I'm doing something live, just pull down on the volume. Sometimes when you load sounds, they get quite loud and you just want to pull down on it. So that would be actually, but no, that's just the way it is. So sorry. Ellinger, are you asking me if I've signed the samplebot beta? If you're asking me, then no. I am. What is the samplebot beta? I don't even know what that is. uh, but I will check it out though. Samplebot. I will check it out. So I'm writing a note to myself here. So, but I'm not signed to it in any way. Boom is excellent. Ah, pretty cool, but you know, this first-person shooter, sure. Fallout is like a first-person shooter, and Skyrim is like a first-person meleeer, meleeer. Can we say that right? Meleeer. We say meleeer. It's a one first-person meleeer Skyrim. Yeah. But I'm not too into really short, like Battlefield, Call of Duty, anything like that. Not interested one bit. And if anything is live, like online gaming, you will not see me there. I absolutely despise playing online. I absolutely despise it. Because I never feel like I can immerse myself into whatever story there is. Because there's always something about the way that humans act, okay? This is why humans are harder to fight online than if you would fight some kind of what's the word for that again? For some NPC in a game, something just controlled by algorithms. I mean, even Fallout 4 has some really nice algorithms for the legendary kind of animals and raiders and stuff. But you see the patterns, and after a while, you know, you can calculate it. I like that. I like that I can learn the game and it gets easier. So I'm a bad loser. I'm a really poor loser. Humans act crazily. And one thing I hate, not because I'm losing. I don't hate online gaming because I'm losing. I didn't lose in all the games. But what I hate is when it gets trollish. Someone sits and does the same thing over and over. The same type of sitting in the same tower, doing the same sniping, doing the same knifing maneuver all the time. It just, you know, there are limits to stuff, and it's not fun when that happens. I like it when you have teams and they're on equal basis on everything, and they're struggling to do stuff. Not when it's so easy to them. When you're like MLG Pro, you have MLG pros going into something like Battlefield and they kill and wipe everyone out. It's fun for them. It's fun for them, but it quickly becomes boring for everyone else. You could argue, yeah, go and get better, but maybe you don't want to. Maybe you just want that nice experience fighting with your friends and everything, and then you have one of these a-holes coming in and destroying everything for everyone. And I can admit, I have sat down and had my fair share of viewing, watching MLG pros acting like idiots, thinking that, hey, that was pretty funny. Don't think that anymore, though. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm. A lot of you have probably left a long time ago because I'm not talking about music anymore. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. At least when people open this video up later on, my headband is going down. Then at least they might learn something about Borderlands Granular and the way you can use it to make sounds. I hope someone got something from this anyway. I know we've been talking games the last 20 minutes. Canon Sound says, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Okay, that was good. Getting tired. I'm gonna stop this stream now. Damn you, Shannon. Damn you for that one. So, as I said earlier, please go check out Mitch's channel, The Audio Dabbler, and check out his AUM versus Audiobus video. He's got some really great points, and I agree with him. Also, check out Dean's excellent music video. You have all links down in the description and links to all the apps I've been showing you. If you're feeling like you want to shop, those links are affiliate links. That means I earn a percentage of the money that you're paying Apple. Apple pays us for selling apps for them, basically. So that's the way you can support your most favorite blogs and bloggers and YouTubers and stuff by buying apps through their links. So we're gonna go to one so I can end this. Thank you so much for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. I've also got the Patreon page, so if you want to support creativity, good content, if you want to keep on seeing this, then why not sign up on Patreon? Like with every Patreon and the increase of patronage, I get closer and closer to the goal where I don't have to go to another job, where I don't have to not do this, because I want to do this full time, and I am doing it full time. But I've come to a point now. I am really tired, and I cannot have two jobs at the same time. And so I've had to pull down on the job, and I chose to pull down on the job, the regular job. So I'm not working there as much now. So now what I get from Patreon really helps out. So yeah, I want to turn this into something bigger. I want to make something out of this. I want to be able to build like a company out of haQ, powered by viewers like yourself. And I want to be able to employ someone in the future and build something out of it. I'm still working on some merc, but I have yet not find a good company that can make quality like this and put my logo on it. I don't understand why that should be so hard. I don't want to buy stuff that people use and then wash once and then they break. Don't want to like make a crappy product. I want something sustainable. So I'm going to keep on looking. I could just do t-shirts, but I don't want to do t-shirts. So thank you so much for joining up. And if you don't want to do Patreon, I have a PayPal link. So you can find that in description. Patreon down in the description. I also got a Deviant art page. I do take photos. I've been doing like hobby photography for 2 years. And I put them on Deviant Art. So you can find that link in the description too if you want to check out some of the photos I've uploaded so far. There will be more coming. I love you for coming here. Thank you so much. And Christian, I've seen you talk about psychedelic sounds and psychedelic music. Now my forte is Israeli psychedelic music, stuff like astral projection. That is my cup of tea. I can make that in my sleep. I'm gonna try to make that in my sleep sometime. But it's so natural for me to do something like that. So I'm gonna do that. I am gonna do that. There's gonna be a series for Core Gadget. But I'm working on more stuff too, so absolutely I will do that because I love that type of music. I just didn't know if there was any interest in people wanting to know how to do that kind of music anymore. So thank you for telling me, Christian. Right, Shannon says go finger your stuff. That's right. On a shirt, go finger my stuff. You want me to print my stuff on a shirt and then finger that, Shannon? There's something you would like. Never mind. As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it. Oh no, I want it to be perfect. Oh, right. I never once said bass. So there, I said it intentionally, and I'm gonna run this one before I end the stream. And when the fish goes, I go. Bye bye.